Hi, I'm Seth Rogen.
Hi, I'm Olivia Wilde, and this is the A24 podcast.
So we just talk. Do we refer to the cameras? How do people do
pretend?
this? What did Alex Garland do? Do you like doing podcasts?
This is the first time I've ever done a podcast.
Who's hosting? No, it isn't. Actually?
No, I've done recently my first longer form ones, which
Yeah.
I think they're great. It's
Are
much
they?
better than a talk show.
I guess.
But my problem is then I forget, inevitably, within like 4 minutes, I forget I'm being recorded, and then I
Yeah.
say things that I should never say.
That's my
out
big
loud.
problem with a long podcast.
Yeah, because then you just start being honest.
We just talk a horrendous amount of shit
That's
about
what I was
people.
about to say.
And we can't
I
talk
was like,
about
we
that
can't
here.
talk shit.
We can't do the thing we mostly talk about whenever we're talking to each other, which is just saying bad things
I
about other people,
know.
most of whom are famous people
yeah, and
that
people
we really
we love.
can't talk about. Yeah, people who are known. So we're instantly fighting with one arm
This
tied
is
behind
so
our back
revealing
because
about-
we can't. It can't just be like talk about what you normally talk about because
No,
we
it's
simply
absolutely
can't do
not
that.
allowed.
45 minutes of entertaining stuff.
know.
A year.
I
I need
know.
a year to do that.
But you make it look too effortless, and then people think you can
People
just
like,
do
sit down and
this.
talk.
No, I want lots of prep. I think that what I think about things is nothing.
what do you think
I
about
think
things,
about
Olivia?
things all the time.
That'd be
No,
the good name.
We met because I auditioned for Knocked Up, and
Yes, you did the table read for Knocked Up.
we need to find
Yeah.
the footage and then destroy it.
Yeah. No, I bet it was good. I bet it was good.
I mean, was it? I can't imagine. Well, obviously I didn't get
I'm
the
not Katherine
part.
Heigl good. It was good.
No, but I didn't. But who
let's
got
be clear
who got
about
it
one
before
thing.
Katherine Heigl? It was.
It was Anne
Hathaway.
Hathaway who quit the movie.
Is that are we? Is that
I think
known?
I think it's known.
Right. Because of
It's
the
out there.
crowning, right? Is that real?
She did not want. Yeah, I mean that was the. It could have been 100 million things. That was what I remember being told. was
Crowning
that
is a tough
She didn't want
one.
the crowning of the baby to be visually represented, and
Even
which
though-
I respect.
It wasn't going to be hers. Like, presumably.
No, and there was no confusion after
Yeah.
it happened in the movie. No one was like,
No one's like-
because it was a birth, it was a baby coming out of it, and so no level. Daniel Day-Lewis wouldn't do that. Like that's a level of acting
Yeah,
so
that's
it's obviously
commitment.
not real. It's obviously not real.
But she didn't even want. She felt that it was
Part
not
of me
her
also like
brand.
we had started rehearsing the movie, and part of me was just, I mean, and again, maybe she was just like, I don't know if this is for me. Like, and again, I don't know. I can't. I will take what she said at
But
face value,
respect,
which it
like,
was the crowning.
That's great because
Yes.
she knew she had a sense, and she knew
Yes.
not for her.
And history will tell she has been right about a lot more things than I have over the years. So I think she was probably right.
And then Heigl was perfect.
She knew what was right for her. Yes. And then Heigl was great. Katie Heigl was great. But you,
Who knows what I would've
remember
done.
you had been on
What had I even done?
you a lesbian on the OC?
Yeah, I was bisexual. I was bisexual bartender Alex Kelly.
You were bisexual.
I was passionate about live music. But all anyone wants to talk about. The crazy thing is that when we did that,
Yeah.
there was it was like the most tame G-rated bisexuality ever portrayed on camera. And yet it was like huge news. It was like sweeps week, like crazy big news.
So it's early aughts.
And now
We're talking early aughts.
we have heated rivalry.
Yeah.
And I just
Full
think
penny.
full penny, and we had like one little
Full
kiss.
penny out there. One
I didn't-
kiss, people were losing their
They were
minds.
losing their mind. We got shortchanged, but that was like probably all I had done, if even that.
It was. I think it was.
I might have still just been like a lowly casting assistant who somehow like.
Did you work for a casting?
I worked for Mally Finn. Do you remember Mally Finn?
Did she cast 8 Mile?
She did.
Because she's the one I only remember her because she's responsible for the craziest audition of my life, where we were told for 8 Mile I auditioned for 8 Mile.
For the lead role, but Eminem got it.
Eminem got it.
You would have been great.
I would have been good. No, I was a guy auditioning for a guy called like Cheddar or something, maybe. And what's funny, and I guess if you were her casting assistant, this also makes sense and adds up, is I was told beforehand, like, no one, because the scenes were with like other rappers, and we got a fax or some shit beforehand, being like no one in this office feels comfortable reading the other roles, so you have to bring someone to read with you.
Oh.
Like we all have like a rapper on standby, a reading rapper, and
you're like brought Evan.
Yeah, no. Well, what's funny is I found out Jason Segel also had an audition for it, and so we just went with each other, and then one of us did it, and then we switched to the other one.
We
did it,
need
and
that.
We went with each other.
That's the tape
but
I will
we
find.
both started I started laughing uncontrollably to the point I was just like, this is like it was too stupid.
Also, the fact that
Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar, who ended up playing Cheddar Bob?
No one of. I don't think anyone of note. I don't think anyone. Yeah.
But I remember that Eminem he had his ankle bracelet, his anklet, his prison issued anklet.
His prison issued anklet.
You know, the device, sort of the one that I feel like Lindsay Lohan also had for a time.
Yeah.
It's a
you don't know,
monitor.
Monitor. You would say monitor, ankle monitor. I know everyone knows what you're talking about, but I think you could get. I'm curious if you.
You know, it's a piece of jewelry that you're given by the state, and
that lady has one. Anna Delvey.
Yeah, Anna Delvey has
it. One.
And
yeah.
he had one, an ankle monitor that he
had one
auditions
while they were shooting.
Yeah,
wow.
Or at least during the casting
Did he read
process.
So he did read with some people.
Yeah, I guess
just not me.
Just not you. But the you and Segel tape is all I care about now. I need the Epstein files and that tape.
What, looking back, and I do have, and I have a good answer for this that I've talked about in the past. But what is? You go first though. What is the audition tape that? If
my Mamma Mia.
Yeah. Yes. What is your Mamma Mia?
The chill that went through all of us when we realized
What's
that was
like, which Chris? He's the forgotten Chris. The Chris. Oh no, edit it so we just come up with his name.
Chris Klein.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Chris Klein. Chris Klein, as we all remember.
The Phantom Chris. The Mamma Mia audition.
And that was not fair, and we all felt so scared.
Yeah, and Dominic Cooper, who I worked with a bunch, got that role, and so that was also funny, because I felt like I had a little extra connection to it, because I remember being around Dominic and being like, "You got the Chris Klein."
It wasn't
role.
even just the audition; it was like the banter.
You saw Mandy Moore out in the waiting room. She's an angel, whatever that is. It's like every element of
because
it.
We've all done that.
That's what
we've all had like
Yeah.
horrific nervous banter.
I was a bad auditioner. I remember I was showing up to like the audition for Band of Brothers. I would always show up. I never like. I would go to every audition in like a Stussy t-shirt and cargo shorts, like no matter what the role, because I didn't have like a ton of clothes. I wasn't like, oh, I can like dress in character.
World War I.
Well, I would also always show up at the auditions and go to the desk, and they'd go, "Are you dropping off or picking up?" Because they thought I was a courier or messenger.
Yeah, you give courier.
That happened every time, and then I'd say, "No, I'm here to audition," and then I would sign up.
So
but I remember like it was like a scene from a movie where I like opened the door to the Band of Brothers audition room, and it was like 35 guys in head-to-toe military uniforms, and I'm in a Stussy t-shirt and cargo shorts and like airwalks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I'm going to get this one.
If you had gotten the role, that story would
have been
so
pretty impressive.
Triumphant.
Yeah, I didn't though. Yeah, what's the worst audition?
Oh God, there's
probably a few.
I feel like I've blacked them out because there's so many.
What are some things you auditioned for that were big?
I auditioned for everything.
Everything, me too.
Okay,
yeah.
I do remember. It's like the times when I was sure I was getting it. That's probably the most mortifying.
Yeah.
Like I remember, I think quite a few of us thought we were getting the role in Gravity, that Sandra Bullock.
The Sandra Bullock role? Wow, really?
Because we all.
And what was that audition like?
They built.
She's like alone. You're like an illuminated egg, like strapped into a harness.
I did a lot of anti-gravity work. No, they put us in a pod. It felt very legit because they had a real pod.
And I bet everyone who made it to the pod is like, I'm fucking in. They're not putting just anyone in this fucking pod.
Like,
how many ladies they put in this pod?
It was me. I mean, it was me and like everyone you can imagine of the same like year of Hollywood high school that we're all in.
They're putting Kate Hudson in the pod.
Kate Hudson, 100%.
They put Sandy Bullock.
Sandy Bullock didn't have to go to the pod.
She didn't go in the pod.
She was like, I'm not getting in there. And they're like, you can have the role.
Chastain's in the pod.
Chastain, 1,000%. Sienna Miller.
Maybe Hathaway's in that.
I feel like Hathaway's probably in the pod. And yet she was like, I'm gonna wait for Interstellar.
Yeah.
Let me have.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in my own thing.
Yeah.
This
but
is not my time for space.
when I think of the footage that exists
Of you in the pod?
of the moment when it was the crawling out of the pod back onto Earth. Remember when she like returns
Did you
to
audition
Earth,
for that?
and you had to discover Earth again?
No, you had to do that in an audition scene? Oh, no. That's terrible. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Were you like on the ground?
Yeah, like on the ground. There was like some like
Is there,
fake
dirt?
grass.
Oh, no.
And I had to.
You're like on the AstroTurf on like an audition
The
room.
other one, speaking of Chastain,
Grass.
the other one that I remember, another hideously embarrassing one, was for Tree of Life.
Oh, yeah. Also weird, I bet.
And it was so weird, and it was Terrence
Portman was
Malick
in the pod.
saying, Portman was definitely in the pod, but Tree of Life, but it was Terrence Malick saying like, be Grace.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I think I did a lot of anti-gravity
I would
work.
always do this. I wouldn't get the role. I would always just go to, oh, wow. And I would say, oh, wow, a lot.
Oh, wow.
And they'd be like, don't talk so much. Oh, wow. Look at all this. Oh, wow. This is crazy.
Look at this. They're like, thank
That's
you.
not
leave.
good acting. Yeah.
Please.
Oh,
Okay, thanks
oh,
for having
wow.
me. You guys see Mandy Moore out in the waiting
Yeah.
room?
Cast her.
What a girl.
Yeah, you guys see Mandy? She is a sweetheart.
Probably. Oh no, I know one. I have too many.
Go. What's
What was
another
the
good one?
singing movie with Tom Cruise where he sang?
Rock of Ages.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I sang with
got
Tom
that?
Cruise,
Oh, wow. In the audition with Tom Cruise.
and he's such a nice man.
He's so nice. Such a lovely guy.
That he was so encouraging.
You got this. You got this. The story I always remember, I've met him many times, but the story, I always remember the story Bill Hader told me he met him at the Tropic Thunder table read, and he went up to him and went, "You're Bill Hader, and you're on Saturday Night Live." And Bill was like, "Yeah. I
Just
sure am."
basic facts to get away.
I know who you are.
Who you are.
I know who the
That's
fuck
like you
you
know
are.
when you've been really bad in a movie when someone's like, "You did that."
You did that. Wait,
were-
what did you sing? "Pour Some Sugar on Me" or some
No,
shit
I
like
sang
that?
what's like the song?
Yeah.
No,
It's
I
just
wanna
a
know-
small town girl.
No, I want to know what love is.
Oh yeah. I want to know what love is.
And that is not
That
an easy
movie
song.
It's not very good. And the play wasn't good. You can't take a bad play and
can't
make
take
it
a bad
into
play.
Plays are bad too. No, the best of plays make the worst movies. So when
Except
you
for
take
The
a
Invite.
Yeah, was that a play?
Yes.
I know nothing about it. I, for the record, have never seen. I have no idea how many other versions of this movie there
like
are.
27
I
of
don't know
them.
how many languages it's in. I've seen none of them.
I know.
I have not. I know nothing.
And no one else has to
I know-
either.
I know nothing about any other version of this movie in any way. It was a play.
It was originally
Whoa,
a play.
I get that. That makes sense.
It makes sense.
Part of it in my head, I was like, we should make this
We
a
should
play.
do a play. But then I asked you, I was like, would you ever
This
do
would
this?
be a good play.
I asked you if you would ever do this play, and you were like, I'll never do it.
Never want to do a play ever in 100 million years.
You were like, that sounds so not fun.
It does seem very hard.
I
and
think
not
for
very
you
fun.
too, like the idea of asking you to repeat something.
Over and over and over and over and over again. No.
You would just be like,
I could
no.
do it. Yeah, I could do it for a day.
For a day you can repeat things
One
a certain
day,
amount
yes,
of
one day I
time.
can repeat things a
you're
million
also-
times. I'll never stop.
You're also,
I'm happy to repeat.
and I'm not just blowing smoke, you're like a real one-take wonder.
I sometimes can.
You are.
I've been conditioned to, I think with the studio I've been conditioned to
Plug.
perform in a yeah.
All right, well, we've heard
on
of it.
Apple TV Plus.
Oh my God.
Partner of A24, I think, in some corporate. There's some tie-ins there.
Yeah.
They're doing something with each other.
Wait, hold on. What was your bad audition? I've given you like 7 and
Oh man. Well, the worst one ever is the movie Gigli,
No!
where I auditioned to play. What the plot of Gigli is.
Remind me? Remind us all.
I don't remember 100%, but it's something to do with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are both like assassins, like hit people, and
That really got lost in the press coverage.
and the plot is they kidnap. I believe they kidnap a young man who is cognitively impaired.
No, that's not the plot.
That is the plot. And I'd say it is depicted in true early aughts, late 90s fashion. And
With extreme sensitivity.
yes. And
Yeah.
I think I can't remember who the guy from The Hangover. I think got the part. The guy who they lost.
Bradley Cooper.
No, yeah, exactly. What's his name again? Bradley Cooper. The guy who's lost in The Hangover.
Oh yeah,
Justin Bartha. I think got the role.
Yes.
But I auditioned to be the cognitively, the mentally challenged.
Right.
The guy. And I like went for it. Like I was like, this is my time. Like I'm gonna get it. And Martin Brest was the director. Who's a good director. Directed Midnight Run, one of the greatest movies of all time. So I was like, this is gonna be
win
good.
an Oscar.
I'm like, I'm gonna win an Oscar. I'm gonna win an Academy Award for this movie. And it truly is one of those, like, if that tape got out, it would destroy my career. It would end me. It would fully.
That's
end
one
me.
tape.
It would be very bad.
We're gonna bury that until after July 10th.
I hope it's gone. I pray it was taped over.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I imagine it was lost to the ages, but
when you
for
left,
sure the worst.
When you left it, were you like, I nailed that?
I was like, I got that.
I've got the role.
Crushed it. You crushed it, Rogen.
So brave. So brave.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It was.
That might be better than me singing with Tom Cruise.
It's pretty bad. It was bad.
We're different than a lot of people that we both auditioned for a lot of things. Like there are people
who never
who are
auditioned.
like, I don't know. I was discovered out of Juilliard.
Yeah, no, it's true. I know a lot of people like that.
But we really like worked the grind.
And to this day, I can't physically sit in the same room with people while I am auditioning them.
No.
Like
while you're running the audition.
Like if I'm even running the audition.
Really?
I can if I can do it if I have to, but I like want to tear my skin off cuz I like vicariously pick up like all the horror.
You're too much of an empath.
Only in this one capacity. Other than that, I don't care how people think.
But you
at
also,
all. I'm empathic in audition rooms, and that's it.
I think it's because your instinct for when things are good is so quick and so strong, and when things are bad, you immediately know like bad.
No, and in general, if I'm watching audition tapes, like, I will watch. Like I won't stop right away, but I know within 5 seconds if the person is like the right person or not, and it's tough.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, they're just.
Has anyone ever, when you've auditioned people, has anyone ever surprised you? Have you ever been wrong about that? Like 5 seconds in, you're like, no way, and then they do something?
Sometimes I'll click over to take two. I'll be like, oh, they really turned it around.
They really made a choice. They made a different choice.
Yeah, if there's 2 takes, I'll always look at both of them, like because often it is very different from the first one to the second one.
For me, it's when people work too hard on their self tapes. I don't need perfect frame. When I can see that a lot of work went into it. I'd rather see like a shitty iPhone video selfie in the car while they're driving to their real job than a perfectly framed lit self tape.
No, it's true.
Have you ever watched the SNL auditions?
You know, it's funny. I just started seeing some of them because I feel like they've been coming up on my like Instagram algorithm.
That feels like ones that shouldn't be getting out, but I guess they let out the ones that are
good. I was asking some of the SNL producers like, what is it like to like sit in a room and like, because when it's written, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, you know it, like, and I always actually feel bad. Like I get very self-conscious of the auditions because I've often written what they're saying.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, like,
but isn't it useful?
Bad? Like, is it bad because I'm bad? Like, did I not write it well enough? Like,
but then you can use their bad auditions to rewrite
it. But what'll happen is like the first audition, I'll be like, oof, I didn't write this scene well, and then I have to hear it said to me 45 times.
Yeah. You're like,
I know,
like,
this is really bad.
It's still bad.
To every person, I'm like, it should be like this.
And
like,
sometimes they give you such good ideas. Like I remember auditioning Billy Lord for Booksmart, and she came in, and the scene was fine, but she came in and she spent like 20 minutes, it felt like, trying to find the sides in her bag. And by the time she found them, I was like, she's obviously got the role. Like, we're done. Because she was just so funny about, like, taking out all this random shit and, like, clearly being such a hilarious weirdo.
She's just a funny person.
And I was like, that's it.
Yeah,
Don't even read.
Sometimes someone will do something so funny in the audition where, like, we have to cast this person just because, like, it would be morally wrong to
rewrite
like,
the whole
do
movie.
the thing, to steal their thing and to not cast them, which some people do.
That's happened to me. I've seen things in movies where I'm like, wow.
I did that in my audition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then
definitely.
maybe every other person did too.
Maybe it wasn't that original a choice, Olivia.
It definitely wasn't. You think Anne Hathaway also crawled out of the pod and went, wow.
You ate the dirt.
I did.
You munched up on the grass a little bit.
Why? How did she get in there? And I literally left, and I was like, I'm gonna be in this.
I'm gonna be in space.
So crazy.
I'm gonna be in this little pod. I'm gonna be in the pod. And then that movie is like, you see what it is, and it's like her head is real, and it's essentially a cartoon.
Yeah.
And her entire body is CGI.
Yeah.
None of it's real. And it seemed like probably the most unpleasant movie of all time to make. She's like literally in a harness getting jerked around like in a glowing sphere.
And these people, they want it. Like Ryan Gosling just did the space movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw footage of him on the rigs.
Alone in space.
Like,
never send me to space.
no. I mean, but you'd be great in space if you had like buddies.
If
You
I had some
alone
buddies
in space.
Yeah, I don't want to be alone in space.
Alone in space.
Give me some friends in space.
I'd be fine. I'd be
good.
fine in space. I actually when people ask me what making this movie was like, I have brought up the Artemis 2 mission and said I felt like we were the 4 astronauts in the Artemis 2 pod.
Interesting.
Because it was like 4 people who had very specific
Roles,
skills
jobs.
and roles. And like in order for it to work, everyone had to,
really do their
pull the
thing.
levers and do whatever they were doing. Although, I don't know if we needed a 24-hour live stream of that mission.
No,
Because
they
it
weren't doing much
took
up there.
away some of the mystery, and you realize like half the time they're just
chilling.
Did you see the part where the guy opened his iPad and we saw his code, his like password? It was 6969.
Nice.
I was like,
I like that. Good for that astronaut.
That makes me
We got-
love
We got a
space.
cool astronaut.
Yeah,
up
see,
there.
this is how you get to me. I'm the audience who needed that to plug in.
I like that.
But no, space movie, they can't be making any more for a while. Who knows?
They're making them. They got more for day. One just came out a week ago.
There's a new one?
The Mandalorian is.
Oh,
they're in space. They're flying
Are you
around
in that?
space. No.
I feel like it's you could have been
Supergirl's
in
in
that.
space.
Supergirl's also in
They're
space.
all in space. People love space.
Shit, we should have done
There's
the
some-
invite.
I know
in
the invite in
space.
space.
It would have crushed. We don't know. Maybe that's the reveal. I did have fun when
So
we
we
were.
open the door at the end and we're in space.
I did have fun when we were in post and. You could like there was like I could have put anything outside the windows because we were actually on a soundstage.
We were on a soundstage.
So I was putting like lights and San Francisco outside, and I was like, I could just put
a
like
spaceship.
a little spaceship go by.
That'd be cool.
And then we could say we're sci-fi.
People would think it was a smarter movie, probably.
Yeah.
They'd
Now
be
they're like, this has nothing.
they're in space.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, I get it.
It works because they're in
We're like in a
space.
zoo.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, we are the zoo animals.
human zoo.
Shit. Well, next
time.
time. Next time.
I remember seeing you at South by Southwest briefly.
Yes,
I
because you
think,
had
for
the long
one
shot
moment.
and we had Booksmart.
And you had Booksmart. And I
Yeah.
remember going,
Yeah, and I was like, your movie's gonna make a lot more money than mine.
not true. I don't think it's true.
I
don't
think
it
it's
did.
definitely true.
We could go to the numbers. I really don't think
I
it's
would
true.
put all the money that it made on that wager. But I think that it was the first time, and yet I think everyone feels like they know you, so that's also a thing where I'm like, no, we knew each other, but just because I like watched a bunch of your movies, so I felt like we'd hung out a lot. But the
You get me.
studio, I get you.
That was the first time we worked together
Definitely the
closely and
first
spent a
time.
lot of time together.
And that was when I became familiar with your good cop, bad cop
I know
dynamic.
you're one of the only people to really clue into
I
that.
love it.
And we really thrive.
It is the funniest thing, and what it is that you pretend
I
to
almost
be
don't want to tell you to tell people.
the idea that you are so again. This goes back to you being such an empath, such a nice person, that you will laugh and be so encouraging to everything that happens on set, and then you'll be like, 1 second, and then you disappear, and then Evan shows up and is like, don't do anything that you were doing. The choices that you just made, don't make any of them. And I'm like, oh, Seth loved them though. He did walk away at one point.
We talk between takes. We have private conversations.
It's a
I do
perfectly-
find that sometimes the actors I'm in the scene with don't love to be directed by the person they're
Well,
in the
that
scene
makes
with.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Did you
an
find
impulse.
that?
Yeah, but I felt like it was never like, oh, don't do that thing. It was like, should we try it
Yeah. Different?
differently? Like,
Yeah.
are we bored of this? What if we tried this? Or what if I did? The only time I really gave you any direction
Yes.
was giving you permission to be meaner to me.
Uh-huh.
And I loved it.
And I loved it too.
Because I was like, you can fucking bite my head off. Because you were getting you got really mad, and then I almost saw you like pull back on it because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that's so mean. And I was like, you can be so
much
mean.
meaner. Yeah.
And I love it. Me and you is great.
I can be, yeah. It's in there.
But it's great. It feels like
Yeah.
then it's a way. It's a release so that you don't have to be mean to other people. You can just scream at me whenever you feel that you need to scream at anyone else.
I'm so much meaner on camera than I ever am to anybody, I think.
Oh, in reality, I just
I'm
cry.
always screaming at people on camera, and I like it. It does get it out of my system.
It gets it out. I'm the same though, but in reality, when I fight, I just cry. I literally can't. I can't get mad.
I don't fight that much.
I know.
Yeah.
You're a lover, not a fighter.
I am a lover, not a fighter.
You're not but you also, we know I disassociate.
Yeah.
And you just walk. You just like.
I do just walk away.
Exit the situation.
I do leave. I'm good at leaving.
Which is healthy.
I'm good at literally just walking
You're just like,
away.
okay.
Yeah.
And you go away.
I'm good at walking away with incredible intention.
Yes.
Like I genuinely look like I'm going to do something
yes,
or go somewhere that I have to be.
You're like, ah.
Yes. I don't awkwardly leave.
No.
I go. I rock it out.
You seem like you just got an important phone call.
I just realized I have to do something incredibly
and you go somewhere,
important.
And that's better than.
And then I usually just go outside and like smoke some weed and scroll on Instagram on my phone.
And that's self-care.
Yes, and I know when I have to do that. Yeah, but I do very much. I do that a lot.
But then we pretend when acting to be people who are able to be angry.
Very much so.
That's good, I think, because we're good at screaming at each other.
Yes. But the good cop, bad cop thing also is like a thing we realized. It's not something we ever had to do again before the show. Because, like, normally you do what you did on your film, which is you're like, it's fine. Like, we can remove this.
Yeah.
Like, let the person do their thing and get it out of their system.
Yeah.
And we would make that calculation all the time. Like, I remember we were making this at the end. We were like, it's so much better to, like, let them riff.
Yes.
And then to come up and tell them, like, don't do that anymore.
Yeah, but let them do it.
Yeah, let them do it. But
and we've got that.
And we've got it. But on the studio, we have to be like, don't do it. You can't do it. It fucks up everything.
Well, also, everyone in the studio thinks that they're coming in to crush and be hilarious.
And to improvise and stuff. And you're like, that's not our, we kind of don't do that at all.
No, there's I tell everybody when they ask about my episode, I'm like, no, it's incredibly carefully written, well crafted, and they just do it so well that it seems spontaneous.
Yeah, and people think we just show up and like shoot swing a camera.
Yeah.
But it's so much, it was lovely because you had a lot of the crew from the studio in the film.
We did, which made it so cozy.
It was so cozy and nice.
And they just happened to be the best crew in the world.
They're so good. They're amazing. They're so much fun to spend all day with as well.
No, and they genuinely, like, they laugh. They're like
they
very
make the
funny
work
people.
much better. They also care. Like, if they think something's not working, they'll be like,
oh yeah,
this isn't working.
Adam will just be like,
in a way that, like, at first other crew members found alarming, and I would have people come up to me and be like, is it okay how, like, the camera department is talking to you guys? We're like, yeah.
No, it's so much
We're like,
better.
this is good. Yeah, we like this.
No, they're locked in.
Yeah, they're really locked in.
It was, I noticed that
they're
from the
genuinely
second.
emotionally invested in everything that is happening. And like, yeah, they're not shy also in being like.
When I was on the studio and after our first take, one of them, it was probably Mark, the Steadicam operator, who was like, this is good. Yeah. And then I felt like, okay, they're seeing everyone, so this is good. But the funny thing also is that when you asked me to do the studio, I didn't know. I think at that point, I didn't know who else was coming on to do like guest roles, and it was such a shock to me that then when I was like, wait, Martin Scorsese is doing this too? Wait a minute, this is amazing. And it was so funny too that we did our episode, and then I started watching the show, and I was like, did everyone else play it like really
crazy?
I thought everyone else was like playing it really cool, and I was like, oh shit.
Yours worked. We knew.
You knew.
We saw it all.
You saw it all. You were like, keep going. But it was so fucking cathartic and fun and great, and that giving everyone the opportunity to make fun of themselves and make fun of the business is a very healthy, important thing. Yes. But it was during that. It was during our first day on that, which I think I worked 2 days. So the first of 2 days, where I was like, oh my God, I have to convince Seth to do the invite. And then you offhand, just to yourself at one point went, I'm never going to act in anything, like I'm not going to do any more acting in other people's movies. And I was like, shit.
And then I was an easy get ultimately.
You were not. You didn't play. No, don't give your. You played hard to get. You didn't put out like immediately.
Well, because you had this crazy bullshit over being in the movie, which was nuts.
I was not in the movie.
There was other actors as the role, and then they were dropping out, and you were playing this like bizarre game of like listing every actor in Hollywood who is not you to like. try to slot them into the movie in like such a weird way. And then I was just like, we were all just like, it should just be you. Why don't you just be in the movie? Like, just be in the movie.
The weird thing is, why did I have imposter syndrome about acting in it, but not directing? Like, why did I have all this confidence? Like, I can direct you guys, but acting? No, I couldn't possibly.
That's what I was saying. I know.
But also, I don't think I could have done it with anyone else because we were the Artemis 2.
Yes, exactly.
Co-pilots, and we were like in a little 4-way harness.
Yeah.
And it was like no one could fall into. It was very specific to that situation. But
it would have been so weird if it was someone else.
It would have been weird. Also, I would have felt really left out. I would have always been walking and be like, what did you guys say?
It would have been so weird.
Funny.
Yeah, it would have been very strange.
Yeah, I would have, because it needed. Also, I think that the one thing about acting and directing at the same time is you can see things that the camera's not seeing, so you know where then to tell the camera, like, wait, he's doing something that you guys aren't seeing that I'm seeing because I'm in the scene.
Yeah.
And we need to come around and get that now.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes.
Yeah, it's like I noticed something that we wouldn't see if I was sitting back at the monitor.
I also think it makes all the actors, unless you're telling them not to do a thing, it sort of like breaks down this. There's often sort of I don't know if it's like confrontational, but like a slightly oppositional relationship between the directors and the actor, where like you feel like they don't get how hard this is. They don't get. They're asking me to do another take. They don't get how much energy this is requiring. They don't get how much I'm exerting here or how taxing this is. They don't understand how cold it is in the room, or how hot it is in the room, or how uncomfortable it is in this room, or how smoky it is in the room. And then when you're there in the scene all the time, it like removes this giant layer of just what actors complain about on set, basically, and like, what they get in their heads about, and what they get kind of annoyed by and worked up about.
It's so true.
And I see it all the time where it's like, I'm like, normally this is where the actors would start to complain, but because I'm here with them doing it, they can't, because I'm doing it too. And like right when they're like, are we really having to do another take? It's like, I'm doing another take. We're all doing it. So I'm doing it too.
Like, I know this is so annoying. Let's do it one more time. As opposed to
do it again.
Do it again.
And you're like, I'm doing it too. We're all doing it. And as hard as it is or whatever, it's like we're all doing it. You know? Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's why like Nolan never worked for him. Probably auditioned. I don't think there's probably a bad audition in there somewhere. I don't know if I got them. But he stands, so I've heard, right next to everyone. Which I guess is a way of doing it if you're not in the movie. Like he's like he's there.
He's there.
He is like in like a 3-piece suit, even if you're in a spacesuit.
Yes, exactly.
But if he was in a spacesuit in the pod with you,
Quentin Tarantino seems to he kind of cosplay dresses as which I think is funny.
I think it's funny and it makes sense. Then it gets rid of that.
You're like, oh, we're shooting a cowboy scene. I'm going to dress like a cowboy,
exactly.
Which is adorable. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's incredibly cute. I think when a director dresses up in like the motif of what it is that they're shooting, it's like, we're all pretending to be cowboys today.
Yeah, or
that's adorable.
You hear stories of like sex scenes where then the director also takes off his pants.
That's not
cool.
anymore.
Not cool. Not anymore. That's from the time before.
You can't do that anymore. But you know. What a beautiful thing it was.
What a time we had. But I really think that this wouldn't have worked with anyone else other than you, and I think I would have. There was no invite without you. But the first moment of working with you on the studio, I was like, oh my God. And then I just got so excited about making the movie because I was like, wait a minute, this is going to be so good. This could be so good because you are so good.
Oh, that's so nice.
But it's just, but I was like, oh, it really was such a thrill to put you through the trauma of the movie, but knowing that we were going to shoot it in order to, which is a thing you were excited about.
I love that. Yeah. It's so much better. On our show, we do a lot of it in order because it's in one place, a lot of it. So it's like we'll be in one location for like 4 days, and so we'll pretty much do it in order.
It's crazy how much better it makes everything.
Oh, yeah, it's way.
And I know it's not always logistically possible, but it is ludicrous when you realize how we usually do it, and you're like, what the fuck would we have done if we had to do the ending first?
I know, and you're constantly like, fuck, I would change that now. And yeah. No, it was great. And it was so much fun. I loved it. I had like such a good time making the movie. I felt like the scenes, like, I was nervous. I've known Edward for over 20 years, but we've never like really acted together.
Yeah.
He's obviously a great actor. Penelope Cruz is also someone I've like grew up watching. Can I say that?
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, and so it felt nice to go into it though, feeling like I like had an ownership over the character that like allowed me to perform like in a way that I wasn't like holding back or scared or felt like uncomfortable about how I like fit into the movie, you know? It
also, I think the dynamic being that we
started was really nice.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like the first few days where it was just us.
It was just us, and then they entered into like our home, which felt perfect.
And I feel like they saw our rhythm and our dynamic, and we're like, oh, like this. There's like already an energy that's like been established.
That would have been hard to do out of order.
Yes, because we created right away like a very snappy.
Yeah, we were like doing Clint Eastwood hours. We were like, it's 2 p.m., but we talked really fast.
It was great though, and it was it felt so like alive, and it felt funny and like confrontational, but like
what makes me laugh so hard, now I've seen it
100,000 times
is us changing in that bedroom scene with the mirrors, because everyone crushed it from production design to cinematography in terms of using those mirrors. Not easy to do.
No.
Because you get the camera in the mirror.
You see the camera. That's the whole thing with mirrors. They reflect what's
mirrors
pointed
are
at
tricky.
them.
And it was like that was all working really well, but we had a way of just always speaking completely simultaneously, which made me laugh so hard and continues to. But that scene is just so realistic for so many people, and I love feeling the audience recognize themselves when they watch that scene and they're like, oh my God. And it's the completely desexualized experience of getting undressed in front of somebody who you've just seen naked too many times.
Yeah.
So the feeling of like, I don't even see
nothing.
you.
Yeah.
And that I remember we did that scene. I was like, oh, we're cooking. This is good. I'm happy.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
It was good. And I remember saying, like, as long as it seems like we're funny together, then that's all people
it was such an important reminder.
Will care about ultimately.
Yeah, because I would get lost in like metaphors and like larger purpose of everything, and you were like, if it's funny, it doesn't matter. It just needs to be funny.
If the characters are funny together, especially,
if they're funny together.
You like them together. Yeah.
Because the challenge was how we made people not hate
us as a couple
instantly and think like, break up.
Yeah, and to think like, fuck this, like, don't be together. Yeah.
People at the end of this movie
want us to be together.
They really want us to be together.
Because we're funny together.
Yeah, and they're like, it's fine. Stay
Because if
miserable.
you're funny together, you inherently have a good dynamic. It like is a good dynamic.
Well, it's the first thing to go when you don't have a good dynamic. Don't you think? Like if you stop laughing at your partner's jokes, I think you're cooked.
Yes.
I think
I'm
that's
now just trying to think of the last. No,
Lauren hasn't laughed at anything you've said.
10 years.
I think that's like the beginning of contempt.
Yeah, probably.
Which is the end.
Boredom
when you're like, I can't laugh.
Yeah,
it's not gonna work.
It was weird making a movie like this too, because it's like, it's always funny when you make a thing and like inherently everyone involved, like whether they like it or not, their personal perspective on relationships and what is a good relationship, what isn't a good relationship, like seeps its way into every conversation that you have during the making of the movie. And you see people be like, this is mean. And he's like, it's not that mean. And you're like, oh no, that is mean.
No.
Like, you don't think that's mean?
That's not okay.
Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, like, that's just how you speak to each other.
That's how you talk. No, it isn't. That's not how you talk.
I know.
That's not bad at all.
Well, my favorite thing was you being like, what do you mean they don't have sex?
Yeah. That was
which, if I can say, was incredibly a positive reveal about you, because you were like, I don't understand. There's a basic problem with the plot, because why would two people ever stop having sex? And I was like, oh, Seth, you've really figured out life. And
well, it was also like, I think with a movie like this, with any kind of movie about, I think something that's like somewhat universal but like sensitive at the same time, it's like hard to make like definitive statements about things. So it's hard to be like, oh, like, you know, if you haven't had sex in X amount of time, you're in a bad relationship. Right. And people don't want to do that. And I think that was part of the process, was us being like, no, like,
that is bad.
That is bad. And maybe it's not bad for everyone, but it's bad for this couple.
Yes.
And it probably also is
it's
bad
also
for everybody.
Bad. No,
and
I think the film has a strong perspective on that piece.
Yeah, and I think that was something I remember we all danced around for a long time as we were rehearsing the movie and kind of rewriting it going into production, because I feel like no one wanted to like be explicit about like, we need like an amount of time and numbers of time you've had sex in that amount of time. And without that, we're like, it's like a movie about sex and relationships. And like, we were like sort of making declarative statements about a lot of elements of it.
Which is actually like the thing that happens, that what I've learned from Esther Perel, who is obviously the consultant on the movie, but now I've spent an enormous amount of time with, so now I've really learned a lot. That she has a thing where she says people talk about sex with everyone except the person they're having sex with. So this idea of like people talking to their friends like, we don't have enough sex, or this sex isn't good, or I want this, but they don't say to the person, we don't have enough sex, I want these other things, this is what I want. Because we find that to be really uncomfortable. And the movie's about like forcing the conversation, which we kind of had to do in a meta way.
As we were
be like, guys,
the movie.
We just have to actually have the conversation, put it in there.
And it's especially uncomfortable to have because then everyone in the room has to reveal what they think it is an appropriate amount of time to not have sex with their partner for.
Let's all say it on 3.
which is uncomfortable, but it has to. It is very hard to make a movie like this, especially in the rewriting of the film to make it specific for the characters. You kind of have to at least. You know, say what the movie's perspective is on something like that.
It allowed for us to get a little insight into Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem's
sex life.
It sounds fantastic.
Which I think of constantly.
I think of it all the time. I think about it right now. Oh, God. Wow.
God bless them.
God bless them. I just can't get enough. No, but it was, I think that it also is doing that to the audience. The audience is staying after the movie often and having
to have sex.
Just have sex with them.
To have sex in the aisles.
And it's been beautiful.
It's a crazy reaction.
It's been a beautiful thing.
People are fucking in the aisles.
Yeah, you gotta see it.
You gotta see this movie. You will fuck in the aisles.
That's all we need.
It's mayhem. It's fucking
Caligula.
It's bonkers.
You gotta get in
the
there.
reaction of this movie is
I haven't heard that they're doing that during the Odyssey. I haven't heard that.
No, I've not heard that either.
I don't know Supergirl, but so people are talking about sex a lot afterwards, and they're like arguing over whether or not our couple we stay together, and they're arguing about what they would do in these scenarios, and it's great. I think it's promoting a lot of arguing.
What would people do?
What would people do? Because everyone thinks they would, and then you get to the point of like confronting something like, I don't know if this is like spoilery.
Put a spoiler alert thing on this A24. Yeah.
But the idea of like if you everyone's thought about an orgy of some kind. Everyone's thought about fucking their neighbor. Everyone's thought about fucking Penelope Cruz. But when you get to the point of confrontation of that moment.
Yes, I found it terrifying. But I was also very grateful.
Nothing to me is, oh my God. Do you remember the one of Penelope's moments of improvisation? It's when she kissed me, and I fully looked into the lens, like I lost my mind.
You went The Office,
and
you went full.
I was full Jim.
Full Jim from The Office. You went.
I was like, whoa, and then Adam was operating, I think, and he just started laughing. He's like, "What are you doing?" Of all the people to look into the lens,
can't do that.
But I was like, "Oh my God!" It was so exciting.
You like that?
I was like. You like, and I just went namaste because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, you like that.
But that moment was why we made the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the invite.
That's the invite.